Usually, before I go shaking my tits.
Usually before tit shaking. Alright. Let's see what we got. Light Soccer Stadium hosts regional athletics tournament. Bigfoot Athletics Justice Orphanage. Yep. Yep.
Jack Boyd, Freeburg Police Chief.
Jack, it's me. I'm so glad you're alive. Jack, look, I wanted to... Well, the situation is Laura left, Jack. She went out of town and she's not coming back. She said she didn't want to see the children. She says she doesn't want to hurt them. Well, I just thought that you needed to know.
It doesn't matter. It's too late. But thank you for calling, Mrs. Markham.
Look, Jack, I can't let things drop like that. I swear, I didn't have anything to do with that terrible attack. That day, Laura came to the restaurant, waited for you about an hour, and I was with her the whole time. You do believe me, right, Jack?
Frankly, I don't care, Mrs. Markham. I really don't. Take care of yourself.
Nope. Okay, mall, bowling. So, Kosi Kang Bowling. Kang Bowling Mall. My shoelaces, you can't even tie your shoelaces. Alright, I was eating a burger in the cafe, waving his arms near guests, but reacting to the boy dead. Okay, yeah, that's not that. Meat section display had violently fell to the ground. He was still conscious, so the cook ran up and helped him to his feet. The man grew even more pale and bared his teeth. Fucking useless. So many years of my life protecting the slaughterhouse, but apparently I didn't deserve a fair dismissal. About a month ago, some girl's secretary called and said my services were no longer needed. I tried to get an explanation, of course, and went there to meet with the owner of the slaughterhouse, but they wouldn't let me in. I've been replaced by some healthy young men with big guns. The front door, the house, and both entrances to the restaurant are under guard by some military outfit. There's no way to break in. Okay. Front door to the house. And both entrances to the restaurant. Okay. Truck ran through a traffic light, clipping his car and parked illegally. Okay.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
212 in progress.
Company house when he encountered a rusty car, driving very closely and veering side to side, not allowing anyone to pass. Mr. Gower was able to slip by and shouted a few curses at the driver, but soon after he got a flat and was forced to stop, and the rusty car caught up with him. Buckland chimed in, right close, he pulled out a wrench, started beating on the car, and took off his pants and defecated on the soot and shield. Mr. Glower walked himself in the car and sprayed your name.
111 complete. A in progress.
Auto mechanic went ballistic on a client who refused to pay for a car repairs, so the man turned on a blowtorch and threatened to spoil the girl's makeup. Okay, how? Fucking bullshit at the end of the game.
410A complete. 1010B in progress.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
212 complete.
Lockstam ran into a truck on the bridge and exploded soon after. We received several reports in the area that the driver was a suicide bomber and its accomplices are nearby.
In progress.
Saltware importers reports that a large consignment of contraband salt is being unloaded at the port. The company has been suffering huge loss, or suffering loss the past 6 months thanks to these illegal goods, but the cops aren't doing anything about it, so we had to hire a private detective. Well, we finally found the criminals. We have them dead to rights. Turns out the smugglers are armed thugs. For salt smuggling. Don't know about that one.
1110 complete.
Alright, Case has to work tomorrow. Piper's increased in fertility by 80%. Retired detective, half of all murders remain unsolved. Richie Sands Ice Arena holds beard contest. Yeah, whatever, you're cutting the budget again. Fucking surprise.
A in progress.
Mrs. Cabo was taking out the trash when she saw 5 guys in a doorway beating up a defenseless man. Hurry up, they're going to kill the poor guy. A pitch female voice speaked on the phone reporting that a man at the zoo was trying to rape a giraffe. Okay.
In progress.
Massacre at the Ice Arena Hotel. Concierge at the hotel essentially was frightened when 8 strange men entered the hotel and proceeded with a word straight for the elevator. The hiding items under their cushions looked much like weapons. 10 minutes later, a series of shots and screams were reported from the 4th floor. Don't know if we're going to get to that in time. Okay. It's not Sands Ranch. Don't even have a giraffe.
A in progress.
Man in a wheelchair armed with a box of Molotov cocktails is trying to torch the home of his lawyer. Okay.
In progress.
Fuck City Hall for now. Surprising.
In progress. We've got a situation.
Slippery bastard squeezed me of all my money and still lost the case. I'll die without my disability benefits, the man complains while he angrily strikes a cigarette lighter. The able man ignites one of the Molotov cocktails and throws it.
A complete.
These are the shooting reports. A hairy man wearing black entered, pulled out a revolver, and started shooting at the manager. He has everyone running for cover and is showing no signs of slowing down.
1210 in progress.
Okay. Reports of a man in suspicious-looking hair chased her down the street. He followed me all the way home, and I just ran. I barely escaped. It's a clown, I guess. Now that you today are... We have a big rugby match, firefighters against cops. But last call we went on, we got in some trouble. Burning roof collapsed on some of our guys while they were dragging some civilians from fire. Our best players were killed, and there's no way we can compete in the match. The only way I see it is if 4 of your guys can come play on our side. You know, we don't have any money in the budget, but after the match, let's go have some drinks and all the boys we lost. Yeah, that's, not how that works.
10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
1210 complete.
Oh.
In progress.
Jaeger says that right now 6 masked men armed to the teeth are robbing a jewelry store. They have scary guns and they're shooting in all directions. There's smoke everywhere. Horrible, but the strange thing is there's a lot of people with cameras. Some bearded man shouting commands at everyone. Okay, so they're shooting a movie.
Trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
412. In progress.
A student named Alcazar Soltagov had interesting plans for the evening. He sat himself under his girlfriend's dorm window and began to serenade her, hoping to make up for their recent quarrel. Other residents in the neighborhood were awakened by the noise and someone threw some shoes at the musician. Meanwhile, their neighbors wanted to show their support for the romantic gesture. Soon the neighborhood was clearly divided into 2 camps. They started shouting at each other, then finally went out in the street to settle matters with bloodshed. When the call came to the police, about 25 people were already engaged in a fight with more neighbors entering the fray.
311 complete.
Glass cutter. It called me in to replace the glass with something more durable. After a hailstorm broke out most of the windows. We don't get storms like that around here too often. I heard one of the cows was killed when a hailstone broke its skull. I got them the best Italian glass. It'll stand up to any kind of weather. They asked me to make a couple of windows above the main entrance of the restaurant. Bulletproof. Maybe they're afraid of that beacon. Snipers would climb up the water tower and take out many of the meat eaters as they can. This one's for sure. The only thing getting through those windows is explosives. Okay. Main entrance of the windows. And brought me in to work in the restaurant. She said it was a nice place to work, good tips, and the owner was a real sweetheart. Tipping was great and the restaurant was fine, but I got a bad feeling about Mr. Chaffee right away. His eyes are mean and cruel. I worked there a little, but I hated the front step at the entrance. You have to lift up your legs like a heron in a swamp or you'll fall over. And for some reason, the doorway is so narrow that you can't squeeze a tray through sideways. One of the girls tried and couldn't fit, and she dropped the tray filled with plates. Mr. Chaffee came when he heard the noise. With a nasty smile, he said, "You have to be graceful, young lady," and the poor girl was fired the next day. Okay, front step at the entrance. So the front of the, restaurant is really shitty.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant 5.
How the fuck, man? Grayburg not attractive target for terrorists. Public transport workers strike 4 months, no pay. Street musicians raise $20,000, donates proceeds to charity. Yeah, cutting the budget. The city has a dramatic increase in the number of traffic accidents and violations happening on our roads, and the press are starting to ask questions. Put a few cars in the random traffic stops and keep people on their toes, and don't forget to smile for the cameras. We apparently caught the guy that's dead. Just throwing that out there. Okay. So we still had that. We had an archive of stuff as well. Let's see if we can burn this case. Let's put everybody on it. Archive. What's up, Ark?
1111A in progress.
Please come right away, Arch is a very agitated man. There's an overturned truck in my yard filled with cocaine. It came out of the house. There's white powder everywhere. Snow truck, right? No way this is a real fucking thing. This would be wildly stupid, but... don't really see any other way it works out. Welder. I mainly work on repairing the stalls for the bulls. These animals are breaking out almost every day. But a month ago I was ordered to install some bars on the restaurant's second floor windows. They ordered a special grade hardened steel, extremely durable. Still waiting for it. Now the boss yells at me almost every day and says I need to get this job done or finished. That was my fault that the container is tied up in customs. Okay. This is all information we already had. Games. Start to investigate.
912 in progress.
Investigation. The hell? Did I have all the information somehow? Even though that doesn't make any sense? Yeah, I don't see I'd have all the information to do this. We're missing, like, a thing. Yeah. This doesn't make any sense. So why can't I investigate? Homicide? Reopen? Yeah, there we go. That's what I needed. Armed men entered the home of Viola Esther and presented some papers that supposedly prove the apartment belongs to them. The woman and her family are being forced out onto the street. Okay. Might be a landlord, but we still got people to work with.
1111A.
Man mixed up a dosage of his medication and suffered a distorted view of reality. He had mistaken the snow outside for huge piles of cocaine. Yep.
410C in progress.
A man with a shotgun entered the newspaper room and started opening fire all around. Now he's enraged that they refused to print an advertisement he set in. People have to know about my Play-Doh alternative.
Officer on scene.
Tommy child is laying on the floor. 3 men are searching the house, while the 4th is shaking a pistol and a wad of crumpled papers at the frantic woman. Documents are handwritten, they don't make much sense. Stamped with the logo from a shoe shop.
912 complete.
This is the wrong person, I thought. Maybe not.
410B in progress.
Restaurant manager refused to serve a group of men wearing tracksuits. The men were highly unfriended, and one of them pulled a gun out of his pocket and started firing at the manager. Okay. I am angered, offended, and racist.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hot Spot.
Open investigation. Got it. Boom. Member of a racist gang. Big racism. Huge gang. Well, that's no good. We lost one of our better detectives. Man, so many people have died on the pagan ritual case. Kind of ridiculous. Case. Okay. We can't have case work another day, though. It's already worked a bunch.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hot Spot.
410B complete.
Yeah, we have the money we need, so... presumably, and then some. Top star Alana Moria survives police after petty theft. City heating interruptions to continue until spring. Program in 30 years, machines will rule the world. Alright. Nope. Closing in on the end here. Alright, can get 2 on the labor market. This is shift A, we'll hire for shift B, I guess. We just need people. Mr. Boy Japanese star Ibisawa Tsukiyasu is coming to the city, and his agents asked us to provide protection and meet with the athlete at an honorary ceremony. Tsukiyasu has tons of fans for his films and TV series about the police, and his support for real cops could go a long way. Okay, Johnson, Carson, Vickers.
1111E in progress.
Chief, we did it. Abisu Sukiyaki is a solid guy and treated us like heroes. Plus, he gave us some really expensive stuff like it was nothing. Didn't get you guys boozed up either. Not bad. A large group of students is relaxing on the beach, smoking marijuana and taking pills. Bunch of druggies. Time to raise some lumps, boys. Somehow I ended up working the late shift and I saw someone throw a garbage bag in the container area near the house and heard a voice coming around the corner. I climbed over the fence and there it was, right in my face, or right in the windows, the face of God. The wall began to flicker and disappear. The voice called me inside, but I was afraid and fell to my knees and began to pray. My boss laughed at me and told me what happened. He said I was breathing in too much manure and it gave me hallucinations. I swear it was real. I'm sure it's possible to pass through the wall. Soon I'm going to prove it. God is testing me. I will not let him down. Okay, container near the house. Between 8 and 10? Like C? Oh, these are where you can breach. You choose specific places to put the breacher at. Okay, gotcha. Protect and reinforce positions. It can target any object. Create a tactical edge. They usually work alongside assaulters who provide cover. This is the second one? No, this is the first one still. Still, this is the police number 1. We're at the end of the game here. I wanted to kind of clean up before the end of it. By the way, I don't recall, Talik, were you here when I was playing Mullet Majak, the like full game? Couldn't recall. It is. It's at the end of the game. At the end of the game, there's a whole thing. Game of Mullet Majak, the one where first-person hallway shooter arcade style. Orchestrated a massive pillow fight. Last year, 2 girls were killed in the heat of the excitement, and it can't look like we're not doing anything. You need to have police presence. Okay.
A in progress.
Terror threat. Man claims that he's attached a stick of dynamite to his cat and sent it to the train station. Okay. mean, I guess. Sure. Pretty sure that's fake as fuck, boy.
In progress.
Mass riot. Mr. Salato, in an uneven voice, reported an ongoing riot near his home. I see from my window a crowd of vile, half-naked midgets from hell raging around in broad daylight. There's quite a lot of people at the train station. A janitor is mopping the floor. There's no sight of the cat in the area. And to evacuate, I guess. Start to panic and run amok. Some slip and fall on the wet floor. A big cat jumps on the windowsill. Something strapped to its body. Lure cat with burger.
10-11-8 complete.
Boyga cat. So pretty sure that this is fake, but we got people, I think, that we can work with. So that I could get the dynamite sticks off of his body, Citadel. Duh. So obvious, God. There was a report that a guy was, when his Mr. Dallas house overlooked the playground, the man was in a state of extreme intoxication and mistook the children for infernal tours. The report was that a guy called in saying he was going to strap dynamite to his cat and blow up the train station. Astronomer, unique solar eclipse coming. Freeburg life expectancy falls 6%. Atticus Tower invites public to view solar eclipse. It's going to rain today, and I have a very weak immune system. Afraid I might get sick. Fuck off. My dog's birthday, and I want to spend the day with her at the park. Can you let me off? Foxman is a rough man. He's a rough and tumble man with a mustache. We'll give him his day off. Fifth generation psychic. Alright. No, let's make sure we get this. You're really trying to crack this pagan ritual case, and it just refuses to do so. Which is fucked, because I think we only need, like, one more slide. It just refuses to give it to us. That's a fight in the ghetto. Members of two rival gangs previously had an agreement to share power in the area, but peace is violently broken down. Fight erupted involving 36 gang members, many of which carrying knives, clubs, and even firearms. we going to play this as the police too? I do not think I have this as the police too. This has been pretty cool. If I find it on, like, a super sale or something, then, sure. Cannot send SWAT for that particular one. Also not necessarily what you would send SWAT in to do. Certain employees at City Hall are organizing a fishing trip and they expect you to ensure their privacy. You'll need to send a few police officers to clear off fishermen and keep the pier free from onlookers. Sure. Wrong place.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
I was crooked.
Check our assault.
I was me.
Mr. Chaffee's housekeeper, Mrs. Armstrong, invited me to the house. She's sensitive to the presence of female spirits and complained that one of the rooms of the house is cold and grave, or cold as the grave. I'm troubled by whispers and rustling and sometimes cries for help. I remained in that room for one night, and as I dreamed, I learned a terrible secret. Someone is bricked up inside the wall in the house. They pray for help to anyone who's able to hear. I woke up in a cold sweat and begged the owner of the house, who had just returned from our business trip, to break down the wall immediately and free the captive soul, but Miss Chaffee just laughed and offered me breakfast for the road.
Why didn't I know back on that day that no good be born of loving you? And still no good's been born of loving you.
Send the Winchesters.
311 complete.
It's a gang fight, why not send in SWAT? Because it depends on what the deployment looks like. You might not deploy SWAT to that particular thing. SWAT and riot cops have become synonymous when they really shouldn't be, because they are two different entities, although there is often some overlap.
A in progress.
Peter Murphy. Time to investigate. Oi to toy toy toy. My evil twin has snuck into the house and is trying to kill me. So you can take my place. Please come save me. I've locked myself in my back. The guards on all my properties have gone on strike. They're demanding higher wages and a better social package. They're claiming they have a very dangerous job, but now I can't afford to dismiss them all at once. It would take too long to find adequate replacements, but it's not my style to give in to blackmail. I want you to send a few officers to visit the strike's leaders. Or visit the strike's leader, an impudent immigrant named Sergei Reznikov. Have a cup of tea and explain to him that he'll be returning to his homeland in peace if he doesn't get his people back to work. Okay, I am relatively sure that this isn't going to be real. But we'll send some. Damn it, case still isn't back yet.
212 in progress.
Did he just get back? I think he just got back. Yeah, there we go. I want case to work. Destruction of Proberry Library. A dozen of immigrants carrying gasoline cans broke into the public library, assembled a pile of books on Eastern Europe, and then set it to fire. The room is filled with many visitors, including children. The perpetrators are continuing their attack, throwing more and more books on the fire. Is the mayor a piece of shit in jail or just dead yet? Neither. We are actually helping him. Because even though he is a racist piece of shit, he is not a potential despot psychopath like Robespierre is. So, once again, just like this, the sand thing, where it's like, I'd rather deal with the person that's old money that we know is evil, but isn't, like, keeps it out of the face of good old mom and pop walking down the street, as opposed to a person who just wants to set the city to riots and fucking kill everyone. The dentist is Robespierre. Well, sorry, I take that back. Robespierre was posing as the dentist in order to draw suspicion on the mayor. Production. Peter Murphy and Jim Collins work as plumbers, and they always go on calls together. They don't wear uniforms, they prefer tracksuits. Kidnappers took 2 black boys and a dark-skinned girl. Kidnappers escaped with the children in a white van. Young teacher was focused on a book and didn't realize the kidnappers came up from behind and knocked her out. On the playground, we found a rag and traces of chloroform in the novel The Catcher in the Rye, some fake tickets for a performance by imaginary illusionist Harry Baryshnikov, and a wrench. Okay. Yep, was out of his mind on drugs and mistook his own reflection for his evil
Got a
twin.
situation here.
Man with a bushy mustache has a teenager by the hair and is dragging him towards a blazing pile of books. You should know the communists wouldn't let you wear that iron in your ears. But now you shall be a true citizen, cleansed in the flames of the orthodoxy. See. Unzip your trousers and try to extinguish the fire. No weapon in his hands. Yeah, you engage that. Well, time to put down the Union. Open investigation. So they prefer track suits, not uniforms. But, you know, you gotta have your Mario and, I guess, Waluigi. Something like that for now. Alright, fucking finally. Boom. Alright, so. Assemble smoke. Moray Jockey, former director of the Scottish Theatre. Okay, we don't have Beasley yet. So. I think we should be good for this. Poker game. Okay. I'm not gonna get into what we had before, but I'll play a short game of poker. I'm not gonna get completely sunk in like we did last time. We also presumably have enough that will be okay regardless of what happens. Yeah, no, we aren't doing hours of poker again. We ain't going through that shit again. Because the entire reason why I even engaged with the poker at all was because I wasn't sure how my money was going to go. Because I didn't know if turning in Sands was actually going to work since he's technically dead. So, it was very odd. Alright, what do we got? Since we're going to do this, I am going to get to This Is the Police soundtrack again. Get that fired up. Alright, so this is a dangerous hand, because although we got triple eights, there's also 3 spades on the table. There's a reason why, because the AI is weird for this, Talik. We played for a couple hours yesterday, and like there's some weird shit that the AI decides to do. So, to some extent, we're abusing that a little bit.
She's sweeter than Sue and Georgia Brown beats Lulu too.
Like, it has a hard time deciding what to do if you check a bunch.
She's a dancing queen, fit for a king, a swing sweet ginger green.
Yeah, like I haven't fed anything, so fuck it. Yeah, basically what exactly happened, Ark. That's a weird one.
She can shimmy like Sister Kay. She's just a dancing queen, fit for a king. A swing sweet ginger green.
Calls for 1,000 with no pair. What a hero. Sure. Let's see some cards. This is another kind of fucked hand. Yeah, we'll do this. we went for it. Whatever. Once again, the solid idea of raising and then folding. Like... I raise, I call, fuck, I fold. What? What? My god, I didn't think that he would actually call it. The weirdest thing is this has only happened twice in the game, and it was at this third act. Like, this is the type of thing I would have expected. Maybe they did it earlier once in the game to, like, give you some urgency if you fucked up on gambling or something. But, that's not the case. The case at all. Yeah, I mean, we got some strats here. Again, this is a pro tip for anyone out there. I'm not very good at poker, but I also know this is not how you play poker. I am playing the game. Or playing the video game, not poker. Could be a brutal hand. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at with Metallic. I'm okay throwing away a little bit of money. Whatever. Yeah, I don't think I'm in danger of anything here. Yeah. Yeah. So much finger wagging happening in this soundtrack. Interesting. Sure. Sure. Pretty sure this is going to end up being a 3 of a kind, but we'll do it. Thanks for all the fish, boys. What I'm playing too is I want to get down to one player, basically. Sure. Is it static ante? Yes. Must ante, you don't have to bet. So it's like really weird. Do I get blown out by anything here? The answer is no. I don't think so. Uh, 5-9, not exactly the most powerful hand ever. Neither is a 2-6 offsuit. Some of your prototypical bad hands in poker. You guys can go all in on that one. Let's just push him. Oof. Tough call, man. Tough call. Well, see you lads later. See? This train don't carry no gamblers. We get our 33 and we out. Mechanic fashion designer Vincenzo Castaldo in Insane Asylum. Teacher, today's students are hopeless. Today's students are hopeless. The hard reporting by the Golden Bird. Kooky designer clothing collection found at the dump.
I had a couple of dicks in my pocket just to make price of a meal. Well, I threw them on the blanket and they started doing tricks.
If my son's hanging down with a serious illness, I think I should take off work. Yes, come to
off at 5:06. Well, this train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers. No crap shooters or midnight rammers. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train.
Please enjoy the train not carrying any gamblers, guys. Is that music you can snap your fingers to?
Well, I was on my way to the Mississippi when a gal got on the train. I sat right down beside her and she started to complain. The conductor caught the action. It was somewhere near St. Joe. I was on my way from Mass to Miss, but they threw me off in Mo. Well, this train don't
Carry no gamblers. This train.
This train don't carry
Carry no gamblers. This train.
This train don't carry no gamblers, no crap shooters or bills.
Received anonymous tip. Some criminals have set up a counterfeit printing operation on the top floor of an apartment house. Our source alleges that they are armed guards around the clock. Okay. Fight broke out at Mrs. Mirren's weekly book club meeting.
My trip came to an end.
The most dangerous criminal of all, a middle-aged woman.
A guy could use a friend. Again came the conductor. Again I was cut off. He said, "Pal, I don't know where you got on, but I can tell you where you get off. Well, this train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers."
Two men are wrestling on the ground. One of them is beating the other with a thick Dostoevsky volume, shouting, Fyodor Mikhailovich invented existentialism long before your stinking sergeant.
Don't carry no gamblers. This train.
Fucking philosophy nerds, am I right? Grab a volume of Frost from the shelf and attack! Just screech like a berserker. An elderly male said that he heard a crowd outside his apartment, people stomping around loudly with occasional noises. It sounded like goddamn gunshots. Yeah, it sounds, unlikely. We'll send 3, just in case. Patrol car was chasing a speeding vehicle through the city. Suspect refused to stop despite numerous demands. During the chase, the police car was pushed off the road and was unable to continue the pursuit. We'll get somebody on that. Actually, your company has mainly engaged in the fortifying bank vaults. We don't do residential. The materials cost a fortune because we always use the best quality Belgian, so usually only large companies can afford the cost. However, 6 months ago, Mr. Chaffee hired us. He asked us to strengthen the walls of his building, making them impenetrable. That's just what we did. Quality is guaranteed. we're celebrating Children's Day. You need to take some bags of toys and crayons to the children's shelter right away. There's some journalists there. And we need you to say a few words about how much the city cares and and the incredible support everyone is getting. Those are your lines. Now get moving. People in the neighboring apartment were just celebrating the bar mitzvah of Abraham. Oh, hi. Hey, but I can... Ooh, Broca dies. Rough beats. Yeah, we'll just fire him. I know he's dead, but no. Stripper, undressing beautifully, not art. Just business. Electricity costs to rise 22%. Foreign investors to build modern waste plants in Friedberg. Hola, we are from the land of chocolate. Drank too much. Yes, become the bar. Yeah. Yes. Alright, who we giving stripes? Give another bar to Asano. I don't think you can give more than 3 bars. You know what? We're at the end of the game. Nope. Okay. Let's give Asano another bar. Personnel. Yeah, Shift A needs some people here. Shift A has some really strong policemen though. Hospital just admitted a young woman named Judith Webb who has a history of drug problems. The doctors treated her for an overdose, but when she came in, she broke a glass bottle filled with saline, grabbed a shard of it with like a knife, and sliced the nurse's face. The guard ran in, slipped on a puddle of saline, and knocked himself unconscious. Mrs. Webb then took his gun and began to shoot at the patients, and medical staff demanding she be released immediately. Seems a bit loud, so I'm going to reduce down that music a little bit for you guys. Just seemed like it was a bit loud.
1111 in progress.
Stephanie Aguilar was going to visit a friend, but opened the wrong door and walked into an adjoining apartment where she found a serious drug lab. They were all unconscious, according to the elderly woman, apparently smoking angel dust or glue. Somehow, I think they didn't even notice me. We still have 3 to back people up as needed. Okay. Got the shooting taken care of. Mr. Boyd, we're featuring the police in our next issue of Sexy Uniform. We already have some old photo shoots of models in police clothes, but we want to mix them up with some real cops on your staff. Freeburg Police appeared in our magazine. It could only improve their image in the eyes of our readers. That's how that works. Explosion. Minivan exploded over the park. We're getting a lot of conflicting information, but a passing teenager swore to God that it seemed like someone was probably firing shots inside the car.
In progress. Officer on scene. Looks like we have
Staggering man suddenly bursts through the door. He takes no notice of the police, pulls down his pants, and begins to take a shit right there in the hallway. I don't think that's taking a shit, but okay. Cling to the wall and shut your eyes. Two unkept girls run out of the apartment shouting, "Adolf, we did it. We scored some meth." Inside, there's a skinny bearded man with messy hair wearing a rubber apron. He's dancing beside a table covered in chemist flasks, while 2 other semi-conscious addicts quietly applaud him. Draw on everything you learned at the academy and stealthily somersault behind the criminals.
1111 complete.
Yeah, there's references kind of all over Citadel. Just a little bit of references here and there. All right, Beckman and just get out there and shake your man tits. Mr. Boyd, I'm the manager of the Big Star, Manuel Torreblanca. A big star with a big problem, one that I hope you can help with. Manuel broke up today in his hotel room and found a dead groupie in the bathroom. She'd come home with him from the club last night. Looks like she overdosed, but I don't want my client's name all over the newspapers. That one they'll likely call him an addict, rapist, or murderer. To keep this quiet, I need 2 reliable men who can discreetly get rid of a body. Money is no issue. Manuel signed a contract for a new series. An unidentified woman came into the office of the City Hall employee, James Montague. She pulled a gun from her purse and demanded a large sum of money. According to the preliminary reports, Mr. Montague refused to pay, so the woman started beating him and then shot him a dozen times. Foxman, get over there! Your mustache will solve this.
1010 complete.
Nobody in or near the car fired any shots. The fire and subsequent explosions were caused by a problem with the engine. We and Shaw can get over there and start burying the body. Oof, someone died. Beckman died. Wait. Begvin died? Oh no, he left. Okay, hold on. Yeah, it's gonna be he left, right? Chief, we feel like real stars. Can't wait to show my mom that my picture is in a magazine. Beckman was approached by a modeling agency and looked so good that they immediately signed a contract and then drove off in a limo. I think we just lost a colleague.
10B complete.
Alright. So... Shift B. And we just got a couple people killed. Sick. Alright, well, Shift B it is. Only Foxman got out of there alive. Water tower support structure got repaired and strengthened, but they didn't touch the stairs and upper part of the structure, and everything's rotten through and through. Today it wouldn't take the weight of a cat. Who knows about a man? Climbing up there could be a suicide. About 3 months ago, a fool farmhand named Donald decided to climb it. Before he got halfway up the stairs, with no time to react, the fucking thing collapsed, and he came right down with it. Now his feet don't work any better than his brains. Thank God that ladder is still broken, or some other idiots would probably be trying to climb through the thing. So, like, the problem is that I don't know where the door to the house is. It's obviously not at 8. But we don't know if it's at 10 or 9. And that's kind of a problem. I guess 10 would make more sense, maybe. Go with that for now. Do we have any more investigation people? Yeah, we do. Just toss them on a case.
112 in progress.
Waiter at a restaurant saw a rusty pickup truck drive into a pillar on the other side of the street. Now the driver is just sitting in the car singing songs in an awful voice. I think he's drunk as a skunk. Okay, we're at 20. 20 still has some decent time in the day. So we'll do this. Chief, we wrapped up the girl on a rug, carried her out, and buried her. You don't want to know the details, right? Damn, all those bottles and are driving under the influence. But Mrs. Majid called in a complaint about a man with a saved head who regularly extorts money from her. He comes in from the evening, pounds on the door, and demands money. Money, money, money. Like it's the only word he knows. That's ex-husband, maybe? But whatever. We'll send. We're near the end of the day. Do 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 do. Okay. For track seats. Took 2 black boys and a dark-skinned girl. Okay, so that can't be accurate. This isn't accurate, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it on there so I have an idea of what it is. Escaping children in a white van. Okay. They work for plumbers, so I'm guessing it's gonna be the one with water on the side, not the electricity. The young teacher was focused on a book and didn't notice the kidnappers came up behind her and knocked her out. Okay, I think this is them peeling out to leave. Okay, chloroform, not a wrench. So something like this. But this needs to be changed up. So we need quite a few more things. Okay, this one we didn't read up on at all. A woman named Hannah Nelson was raped at a student party. Hannah Nelson, victim. It was a quiet party. Me and Emily went there together and we were dancing and having fun. A guy named John Zimmerman came up and offered to get us some drinks. I don't drink, but he insisted and he was so sweet, so I took a couple of sips from a plastic cup he gave me. Then we danced with him and Emily said we just had to have... Emily said we just had to have another drink to toast our friendship. So I had one more. She gave me a little more of her drink, and then John wanted to go somewhere quiet. He took me by the hand and led me to the back room. Everything was a blur. When I woke up, I was almost naked, and there was blood between my legs. I used to be a virgin. Hannah loves to have fun at parties. She's a real wild child. I love her. She'll drink anything that comes past. When they started playing slow songs, that jerk John Zimmer came up and with some drinks and started falling all over Hannah. They had their fun, drank some more, and she took his hand and followed him to one of the back rooms. They were gone a long time and I decided to go find Hannah. I found Zimmerman first. He was quickly buttoning his pants. Everything seemed really tense. Like something bad had happened. In one of the rooms I found by Hannah, half naked with her eyes all glossed over. It was obvious Zimmerman drugged her and raped her. Yes, I like Hannah and we had a little fun at the party. We danced, we drank, and we went to the back to hang out, but nothing happened. We just kissed, and then her psycho girlfriend Emily broke into the room and shoved me out the door. Emily has been chasing me for a long time, and she wasn't happy that I liked Hannah. Instead, as I was leaving, I heard Hannah say she felt dizzy and couldn't keep her eyes open. We found signs of forcible penetration on the victim's body, but no foreign biological traces, either semen or saliva. We did, however, find traces of spermicidal lubricant, typical sign of a condom. The girl's blood showed a slightly elevated alcohol content, but the Rohypnol in her system was off the charts. Apparently, Rohypnol was mixed with the victim's drink. She had been completely unconscious and needs to pray for a rapist. Let's see. We found traces of blood on the bed. Next to the bed was a spray can of female deodorant, a pair of scissors, a scarf, and a torn condom package. Extortionist turned out to be the landlord, Mr. Sanchin. Yep, there we go. Who was simply demanding that Mr. Mahid pay the rent. Seems her husband is several months behind. City agreed to allow a biker parade, and we need police escorts. Claire dead. Claire dead. Gallery of Modern Arts hosts suicidal artist Sigmund Hammerling. Doctor, equipment in city hospitals outdated. Rogers, Mayor, we congratulate our graduates. It's a great day. It's the day of my daughter's wedding. Oh, I can miss the ceremony. Can I take the day off? So, like, the reason I'm saying okay to this is, like, she's gonna get her 2 bars back anyway, so that's fine. Also, this shift tends to be the stronger shift. For, like, power, I guess you could say.
112 in progress.
Professionalism. Man is driving a buggy along the beach, knocking people over. Eyewitnesses say he's laughing like a lunatic. So shift to B in general tends to be weaker. We'll do this. Okay, Vickers, Carson, Johnson, Booze. Okay, we're gonna have to archive this.
In progress.
So that we can pick that guy up. Some patients have gathered outside City Hall. Their children have been diagnosed with that thing, a rare genetic disease that affects the nervous system, internal organs, and the musculoskeletal system. Freeburg stopped purchasing the drugs required to treat these children because the medicine failed to pass annual certification. Parents are furious. Mrs. Poultry, leader of the rally, shouted into the bullhorn, "This disease is killing our children and all they can do is play politics." Well, time to put down the peaceful gathering of sick children and their parents. Fuck them kids.
Unit count in progress.
Miss Abbott called us, saying that the grown men are harassing schoolgirls at the swimming pool in broad daylight. Some pumped-up guys in swim trunks were touching the adolescent girls and lying next to them in the pool. Come arrest these perverts immediately.
Stop situation here.
Buggy is rushing straight at the patrol car.
112.
Unfortunate. I advised Master Shafi's new guard and helped them effectively distribute their presence around the area. It's true the main house is secured with fortified walls and a heavy door, but I recommended a dozen armed guards to be placed inside. After all, the owner of the house and his people are the most valuable resource on the property, and they're the principal target for any attack. If they didn't listen to me and only put a few guards inside, instead, they're banking on having unbreachable walls and entryways. If the potential enemy did break in, a team of 3 people with a battle-experienced commander could control the house. Snap. I mean, that's what the plan was. Mr. Boyd, we just received some disturbing information. Port management hired a gang of thugs to teach our top union officials a lesson, hoping we'd back down in negotiations on a new port worker contract. Our sources have informed us they're planning to catch us one by one, so to speak, persuade us into change of position. We need protection for the remainder of the negotiations. Can you please send a few of your trusted men? Men were perverts but licensed lifeguards. They were giving the schoolgirls a first aid lesson. Okay. This is so bad.
Bartender in progress.
Of course. Thomas Baxter, baker at Crispy Tommy, claims that his rival Jerome Roll of the Livelihood Bakery has been spreading false rumors that Baxter spits in his pastries and mixes in hazardous chemicals. Many of his regular customers have apparently bought into those rumors and have gathered outside the store, ready to deal with the unfortunate baker. There are dozens of angry people. I managed to lock the door, but it won't keep them out for long. Yep.
215 complete.
Murdered a baker for spitting in rolls. Joko Grobler reports that he overheard his hysterical neighbors fighting and swears he must have heard 4 separate voices. A short time later, shots were fired and then everything went quiet. Mr. Grobler has previously noticed suspicious people in the residence and even saw them with weapons, but until now he was afraid to do anything. I don't know what to say face to face with those tattooed thugs, admitted Mr. Grobler through streaming tears. There's no way I could face them.
1011A in progress.
On the eve of the premiere of The Longest Finger, an anonymous caller threatened that he was going to blow up the hall with all the moviegoers inside. The theater director said that the perpetrator had a voice like a child, and he's confident that it's a simple prank, but nonetheless is obliged to inform the police of the threat.
460 in progress.
Man climbed into the lake at the zoo trying to catch a swan. According to a very worried zoo visitor, the man is crazy. He said he'd kill the bird if it didn't come. I love how they had already been there for well over 3 seconds, and then now they just decide to do this. Well, time for you guys to both die. Pedestrian was crossing the road illegally and was hit by a car. According to the witnesses, the driver didn't try to get away, but instead got out of the car, grabbed the pedestrian who was lying on the road, and began to beat him in the face, saying, "Watch where you're going, you fucking bitch." Jesus. During the premiere of a new movie about secret agent Jasmine Roach, a man burst into the theater and started loudly protesting the violence in the film. At first, he was just verbally abusing the people who were trying to enjoy the show, but it quickly turned into a full-on fight. We already have reports of one victim. It was left by a 4th grade student who didn't have the time to buy a ticket to the premiere. Yep. much we can do about that. Okay. So, whoever makes it out of shift B, we force to work a new day, I think. Just run everybody into the dirt, assuming that it ends at 180. So, racism is a disease. Tragedy on the advertising set, spotlight collapse, director killed. Suburbs host Asian Culture Festival. Alright. We're gonna stop the police soundtrack. We are reaching the end game.
Progress.
Actually, archive the abduction. We'll reopen the case using case, so we can hopefully actually finish that. Literature teacher Mrs. Gunderson noticed traces of white powder on the backpacks of some of her students. All of them are taking drugs and coming to class stoned. What is happening to our youth? It is fucking winter. As lawyer Paul Herges exited his car, he noticed some menacing guys painting a swastika in the parking lot. It looked like one of the guys had a gun on his belt. If you arrest them and give them my number, I'd be happy to represent them. Okay, so shift A. A city is hosting a half marathon. Police will need to be present to provide support. Okay. Higher shift A. Truck rammed into a bank. A man carrying a gun jumped out and demanded the truck be filled with cash. Traces of white powder on the backpacks, or on the backpacks, which is normal chalk dust from the blackboards.
412A in progress.
Mrs. Ferguson walked into the restaurant and asked for some water to wash down her anxiety pill. The waitress rudely refused to help her. Everybody has to pay, lady. Miss Ferguson grew enraged and grabbed the girl by the hair. I'll teach you to respect your ale clergy, little shit.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant.
211 complete.
All my life I've tried to do what's right and fair, and it cost me my job. We were hired for an important contract at the slaughterhouse, fortifying the house with such high-grade materials that even the Bank of Freeburg couldn't afford it. Everything was going well. But we had difficulty strengthening the last wall. The water column was really old, and there was a leak that weakened the foundation. If we'd used heavyweight materials to strengthen that portion of the house, it would have sunk right into the ground. Mr. Erb knew about the problem, but decided to handle it in a very strange way. He didn't say anything to the customer. And the reinforced wall is just a double layer of painted drywall. At least we moved the gas line. If that thing exploded, the whole house would go right up. Only a crater would be left. Basically, what we handed the customer was a high-tech safe with a wooden door. I was shocked. We're professionals, damn it. I went to the authorities, but I was informed that I'd been retroactively dismissed, and warned that if I opened my mouth, they'd sue, and that was that. Hired, okay, at the slaughterhouse, fortifying the house. The water column was really old. Strength. So maybe 10? Okay, well, we're over there anyway. Mr. Boyd, my inspector for labor safety, Miho Valencheska, has completely lost his mind. I told him clearly, when you check out the True Color Hotel, make sure everything passes in good order. But he just went back to the hotel and wrote a bunch of tickets. Now the owner of the hotel is wearing me out on the phone, because we had a very beneficial gentleman's agreement with him. Meanwhile, Valencheska just went out onto the country for a fishing holiday. Please send some officers to have a word with him, make sure he learns that following the orders of his superiors.
Officer on scene.
Employees and bank patrons are throwing packets of money into the truck. A man with a gun is directing them, fill up the truck or everybody dies. Robber opens his jacket, showing that he's got dynamite strapped to his chest. I'll blow everyone to hell unless you get out of my way. Fuck, it's the end of the game.
910
I don't get how he escaped when we stun grenaded, and yet we also found explosives. Very strange.
412A. 511 in progress.
Terrified Mrs. Mosley called the report that she heard gunshots from the floor above her building. When I heard the shots, I looked through the people and saw several men shooting at each other immediately, fell to the floor, and crawled over the phone. I get the feeling this is going to be cap guns or something, but... Joseph Hopper met his neighbor Sharon Roberts while she was walking Dee, her chihuahua. He grabbed her by the hair and began to shout and berate her. He claims she's gotten the smell of a skunk all around the house, and her staircase is filthy. He repeatedly struck the girl and then grabbed the dog and cut its throat with a large hunting knife. A young man passing by stood up for the terrified woman, and the fight is broken out.
In progress.
Hello, Mr. Zambezi raped me. The desperate call was followed by a terrified woman's screams from inside a closed auditorium. Police were called and some students who were getting ready for their philosophy lecture. This is not a SWAT team type of thing.
11 in progress. 411 in progress. 412.
He was caught at a gas station trying to pay with a counterfeit cash. He confessed and told us there he got the phony notes. It's a warehouse operating a dozen machines printing counterfeit money, and from there it goes through the port and gets distributed over the whole country. About 15 congregants of the Church of the 13th Coming are gathered at the park, covering themselves in gasoline and preparing for a mass immolation to assist in the Lord's return, that he may punish all the sinners. Seems like rough beats.
511. In progress.
Boy, do they not want me to respond to everything now. Well, I guess they're all just gonna die.
411.
Yep. It's a shame, really. Can't respond to that either.
11.
Turns out that no one touched the girl. She was unhappy with her grade on her philosophy teacher gave her and decided to teach him a lesson about her own. When the police or professor entered the auditorium, she quietly closed the door and began to stream. Four men armed to the teeth broke into the casino and demanded all the cash. Some visitors thought it was all part of a big show with smiles on their faces to try to get closer to the performance. The robbers didn't take kindly to the attention and opened fire on the crowd.
911 in progress.
Passerby noticed a burly man pulling up park benches and urns and loading them into his truck. It was night, so I asked him what he was doing. He just said the city was doing an inventory of its property.
In progress.
Of course, mass riot. Sure. Open investigation. Okay, yeah, there's that. Magic show. We found a rag with traces of chloroform, a novel Catcher in the Rye, and some fake tickets for performance by illusionist. Six was our Peter Murphy, longtime member of a racist gang. Murphy believes that the blacks take jobs away from whites and wants to solve problems once and for all by eliminating all the black children in Freeburg. Tim Collins, faithful friend of Peter Murphy, he obeys Murphy's orders and hopes to become a member of his racist gang once he has completed a few assignments. Okay, so we got two people.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant.
710B complete.
Mm-hmm.
Complete.
So we are making a little bit of an assumption here that it's going to end on 179 or 180. But, see how that all goes. Oh, we're just going right in there, huh? So what will happen at night? Make sure you arrange your forces wisely to move in. There's no fear. I think this is what I want to do. I think this is how I want to approach it. Let's give it a shot. Okay. Didn't get a lot of information there as to what I did wrong. What if I did this? And did this. Oh, okay. Yeah, not getting a lot of information here as to what I did wrong. Okay. Alright. Well, let's do this. Let's start from the top. Wooded Hill in front of the store is a haven for sick bastards and perverts. Employees are always complaining that someone's watching them. So, Wooded Hill in front of the store. I assumed that to be 1. That is a wooded hill in front of the store. And they said people are always watching from there, so I assumed you put the sniper there in order to cover that. Used to keep the barn doors open. Yeah. Looking much after the cows didn't like so I started closing the door and hanging lock on the latch. I dug a hole under one of the walls looking for treasure, they said. They're closing the door and hanging the lock. Yeah, so it still sounds like this is what they want me to do. Something like this. Maybe like that instead. I mean, it's not that obscure, because, like, we're getting hints with the information we're getting. What I don't get is that, like, we're not getting any feedback on where we're failing, is the problem. Like, we know the water tower is useless. We also don't have a second, like, picture, because we don't know where the fucking front door for this house is. So that's a problem. Huh. Maybe it wants us to do this. Like, I just have to guess is the problem for a lot of this. I mean, the barn said that it wasn't going to have anybody. So... The other thing is I need to wait for this because I don't know if this is a fail state every time. Okay. Okay, well, let's do this. All right. So, I think that's the wooded hill. Always complaining that someone's watching them. Same feeling a few times, chalked it up to exaggeration and superstition, but then one of our drivers started seeing weird people with binoculars in the forest. He says they're just sitting there for hours watching. We don't know what they're up to, but they have a clear view of the area. You can even see into the locker room. Okay, so maybe I need to have an assaulter there with them? So that they can kill the sniper, maybe? Let's see if that's what it wants. Let's see if that's what it wants. Okay. Alright. What if I did this? Looking for treasure. Okay. Start closing the door and hanging the lock on the latch. Okay. So maybe that just means we don't need to deal with the barn at all. Maybe I need to use the car to breach the actual gate. Maybe that's what it wants. Man, none of this makes any sense. Worst place to work is on the second floor of the restaurant. It's really cramped in there. One guy can get around alright, but two people just get in each other's way, so we split up into different areas of the building, supporting that way. It was kind of fun to stare at some of the guys through the window. They were always counting big stacks of money and locking them in the safe. So, like, that was my indication that I thought I needed a sniper up in the second floor. Sweeping the process, able to penetrate a building using non-standard entries, including windows or the roof. Binoculars, telescope, so I say track field operations from distance and provide cover. Okay. gear carrying a ram and several types of explosives, able to break through protected and reinforced positions, and can target any object to create a tactical advantage. They usually work alongside assaulters who supply cover. Maybe they want me to go 4? Like, everything is just guess right now. It says, like, this can hold 3 soldiers in full gear. But, like, what the fuck does that even mean? Because I can't drag soldiers into the APC. Oh, boy. The water column was real old. There was a leak that weakened the formation. Boy, do I not understand what they want here. I might legitimately have to look this up, because, like, I'm not getting any feedback. And we don't have multiple, like, visuals of the building, which is completely asinine. If I had a better view of what the building was, then that might help. Water tower support structure got repaired and strengthened. But they didn't touch the stairs in the upper part of the structure. Everything's rotten through and through. Today it wouldn't take the weight of a cat. Who knows about a man? Climbing up there could be suicide. About 3 months ago, a fool farmhand decided to climb it. Before he got halfway up the stairs with no time to react, the fucking thing collapsed. Came right down with it. Now his feet don't work any... So, that tells you you shouldn't be sending people to the water tower. I am looking at an assault plan here, and this is such bullshit. So I correctly analyzed that you want the snipers on the hill. I correctly analyzed that you wanted 3 people breaching at the north end where the spout was. I guess that's the water column. I did not put the APC in the right place because fucking what, I guess. But I think the 2 most baffling things to me is apparently I'm supposed to put a breacher by itself on this side, despite the fact that it literally says in here that they normally work alongside assaulters who provide cover. But I guess you don't need that for reasons. In addition to that, in case it wasn't completely obvious already, they apparently want you to bring a breacher over here. Why do they want you to bring a breacher over here? I have no fucking idea, because they said to stay the fuck away from it. My only thought is that the idea is that you use the breacher to break down the water tower, but that doesn't accomplish anything because nobody would fucking go up there anyway. Because it's a death trap. They also say you need a breacher up here, which again makes no sense. I'm not going to follow the exact thing, because I want to see what... Like, how precise do you need to be on this is kind of where I'm at and curious about. Okay, so they're dead. Retry. Okay, retry. Okay. Okay. Yeah, why is this guy getting placed in some weird nether region of nothing? Okay, let's do this. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Again, I know the solution now. I'm just trying to figure out, like, is this literally you just have to do it this way and no other way? Because that's really dumb. Especially since there's things that make no sense among that. Okay. Alright. Oh, are these guys getting not... Oh, maybe it's because these guys aren't getting actually assigned to this thing, even though they should be. Okay. Retry. Alright. What do we got? Alright, we got our snipers. Position 2, 1 assaulter, 1 breacher. One assaulter, 1 breacher at 7. 1 breacher at 8. Two assaulter and team leader at 10. Okay, this is literally the solution they gave me in the guide. So. Yeah. So, the guide for this game on Steam, this is the exact layout they give you. I'm even checking the position of the figures, just in case that's some stupid fucking dumbass bullshit that actually matters. Like the organization of them, even. Okay, alright. Alright. Okay. 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 So. This is literally wrong, I guess. Now we get to dig. There's another person who posted another solution. So we'll try that one, which is kind of closer to what I was doing. But this is still weird, and this is still fucking stupid. But we'll give this a shot. Okay. The tower collapses under the weight of a person, Alec. I have given up, and I am now literally looking up answers. And both of the guide answers that I found don't work. They don't work. So we are now constantly trying to figure out what the fuck is happening here. It's possible that there's different clues that you're supposed to work off of, and that's why it's not working. Okay, I've seen that solution. That's not the right solution. Creature up there. One on the back. Okay, this is the police assault Chaffee bug. The game dev loaded a file showing us how to do the assault on Roger, but I haven't seen one on Chaffee yet, and I can't figure it out. I did the one the dupes, of course, said, but it didn't work for me. It worked for me. Strange. The threat is to attack Ciel. The problem is in the restaurant. Solution to the restaurant attack as well. 2 snipers in the forest. Tank on B. 2 assault and commander in the back entrance. What the fuck? So this is a different... So this person's saying a different solution. Tank on B. 2 assault and commander in the back. Okay. 1 assault, 1 breacher on 6, 7, and water tower. Okay. water tower. These guys here. B. The thing is, Talik, I don't think it's one exact configuration. I think it might be like you have to read what tips they give you and then work out what it is. Like, it might actually be a changing solution. Two times assault and commander on 10. Try to move the tank to C. Okay, yeah, that's 10. Okay, we did it! Yay! Yay! It finally fucking accepted it. Back, my deputies tried to convince me that you weren't the man for the job. I'm glad to see that they were wrong. It's a pity it took so many years before we found ourselves on the same site, but better late than never, wouldn't you say? And like us, you're in no hurry. Tomorrow, Kevin Paulson is taking over. A puffed-up little turkey doesn't know about our little agreement. As you can imagine, I have a lot to get done in the next 24 hours. So let him head into the apartment for a day. Never mind his silly antics, soon you can forget about him for good. Tomorrow, by day's end, I'll send you a note detailing how things will go from here. Please conduct a special operation at Chaffee House Restaurant. 9 killed. Eugene Robespierre Chaffee dead. Circumstances unusual. Terrorist leader Eugene Chaffee shot.
Hey, Jack! You mind if I take Stet's office? Your office seemed a little ratty. No offense, Jack. Jack! I don't mind the broken nose, Jack. I know you were just upset. Hey, Jack, talk to me. Jack! Jack!
So assuming this stops, my thoughts, fuck that final puzzle. Fuck everything about it. It's absolutely stupid. It makes very little sense, and they don't even give you a cutscene to show how it makes sense. And the fact there's multiple solutions and we couldn't get them to work is just testament to how bad that is. Other than that, the investigations are kind of horseshit to some extent. Like, some of them are totally fine. But some of them really feel like you are shuffling around panels to see what it wants you to give it. Like, you know what happened, but shuffling the panels to try and get the game to accept what you know happened is rough. It's the same trouble you run into with point-and-click games, where, like, you know the solution, just getting the game to accept it is rough. Honestly, my biggest thing is I don't know how fake this game is. Which is hard to tell. I couldn't find any information on it, as far as, like, how exactly does professionalism contribute to success? Like, is there any equation or something? What does SWAT do exactly? What does Paddy Wagon do for that success? and I couldn't find that on a short look. So, I mean, assuming this is a I don't think this is completely real. I think some of it's complete bullshit. But assuming most of it is real, this is a pretty solid game. And the story is written relatively well. At least, especially character-wise. Like, the story you can go hit or miss, but the way characters are written is relatively strong. For as much writing as there is for it. A comment that I saw that I would probably agree with is, like, I think... So, despite the fact that you lose, like, 50 days, I still think that you could have cut this game's duration down and been totally fine. So this game's maybe a little long in the tooth, but until the very end here, I enjoyed it. So yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of research. I'm leaning towards a 4, but if it's some fake stuff, it could easily be like a 3, depending on how fake it is. Jack, I bet you spent your whole day wondering one thing: is Roger's trying to fuck me over? Well, he keep his word even when it won't cost him anything to get rid of me. Will he keep his word when it won't cost him anything to get rid of me? I imagine you figured out the answer by the time the sun set. This envelope contains your final retirement order. You won't come to work tomorrow. I've ordered that you are not allowed in the building. The last 180 days has been difficult, Jack. Now both of us can breathe a little easier. Deputy Police Chief Martin Stett found dead, mutilated. Freeburg prosecutor Shea Bloom dies of a heart attack. Freeburg winter, the coldest in 60 years.
How can I help you, sir?
I just want to go in.
Excuse me, sir, only members are allowed into the club.
Don't I look like a member of the club?
I'm sorry, sir, but the club is not accepting new members at this time.
What are you, brand new here? I'm an old member of the club. I've been a member for 30 fucking years.
I'm sorry, sir, but I think you've made a mistake. Have a good evening.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32,
high budget or high quality for the budget. 'Cause this does not seem like a very high budgeted game. I mean, there's a lot of voice acting, but... freesound.org. Euro Video. I don't know. Special Thanks looks like a Kickstarter there, Talik. It's, this looks a lot like a Kickstarter. List of people. Yeah. This legitimately doesn't seem like a very expensive game either to make. Because it's not like they animated a lot either, because most of the stuff is in comic book cutscene, right? Like, most of your money's got to go into voice acting and licensing music, I imagine. Apparently Rex Kwon Do was a Kickstarter person as well. I mean, it's bloatedly long, like, and the writing is only like a couple paragraphs for each thing. So, I don't know. I don't think that, I don't know, maybe. I guess I could see what the budget looked like for this game. Comics. Jackass. Yeah, I mean, literally, this is... Oh, it's an actual, like, precursor comic, I guess. Seems like. Yeah, seems like a precursor comic. Hmm. Well, we get our precursor comic, I guess. Okay. Let us discover the end stream on YouTube.